today. From NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. It's Week 11 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Davis Mills and the Houston Texans taking on Carson Wentz and the Washington Commanders.
On a wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas, the roof is open and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Washington Commanders and the Houston Texans. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. They come in mired in a brutal stretch right now. And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. From the 6. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Commanders trot to the field for their first possession, and it's the seventh-year quarterback out of North Dakota State leading the way. His third NFL team, Carson Wentz.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
One touchdown, one pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free. They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot the last couple of games.
2nd and 10. A give up the middle to Gibson. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Wentz now to throw. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw is Wentz. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Wentz's throw taken in by Samuel. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. To throw again on 2nd down. Wentz, that's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. The numbers on the ground for Gibson a week ago. 15 carries, 57 yards, and a touchdown as well.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that, but they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Gibson again. And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Now they'll throw it. Wentz. Samuel bringing in the slant. And the Commanders are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Gibson And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of 2 there, second down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Back at the 5-yard line now, second and goal. One more time with Gibson. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Big play coming here. It's third and goal. Wentz. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Curtis Samuel, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Commanders get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. This is a crew. They've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really have. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. As the Texans offense runs out, we get a peek at the man under center. Second-year quarterback Davis Mills out of Stanford.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss. Okay, and he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The numbers on the ground for Pierce last week. 18 carries, 72 yards.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
On 2nd and 9, Mills. He finds his tight end Howard. That's complete. The Commanders bringing out the nickel package on 3rd down. Looking to throw is Mills. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me,
touchdown, Houston! Tyrell Williams, his first touchdown on the year. And the Texans respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And we are tied at 7. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it's finished off by a Tyrell Williams touchdown. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 7-7, our score after one. On the counter, Gibson. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Once more, Gibson. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 45-yard line. Now Wentz. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing now is Wentz. Throw to the right here taken in by McLaurin. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Throwing is Wentz. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 26. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. 51 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up 1st downs.
Now Wentz. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. So that a free 15 yards.
And it's always a tough one as a defender because a lot of the penalties that you commit, pass interference, holding, when they happen, you actually know what you're doing. But a face mask penalty, a lot of times it's inadvertent, but it still costs you the same amount of yardage.
Wentz going to throw. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and that makes the score 14-7. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's finished off by a Terry McLaurin touchdown. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Taken in at the 3. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game. Mills now looks to throw on 1st down. And he finds Howard complete. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Shifty footwork gets him a little extra on the play. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. You know, Charles, for this defense, look, it's no secret. You're facing a team that is really, really struggling. They haven't won in what seems like forever, but sometimes a desperate team can be a dangerous team, right?
You're exactly right about that, but they shouldn't be. When they're on that type of a losing streak, it's incumbent upon you to take charge of this game early and not give them any reason to hope. Get out and attack them and make sure you knock them back on their butts.
On 2nd and 9, Mills. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 36. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Mills on first down. It's brought in by Adam Humphries. And able to get this to the 24-yard line. They began the play at the 12. It's also a pickup of 12 for the first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. 1st and 10, it's Pierce. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Mills. And he'll just get rid of it. Strong coverage by Washington. And now 4th down.
Tight defense there on 3rd down, but what a product of good coaching and even better execution because he realized he's in field goal range. No sense forcing anything, and he made sure he didn't.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Antonio Gibson and the Washington offense ready to go here once more. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. And Wentz going to slide to a stop. He does have the first down. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw, it's Wentz. And his throw is incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Wentz to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The sack there by Rasheem Green.
But that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. Wentz and the Commanders staring down a 3rd and long now after that sack. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On 3rd down, here's Gibson. And not much doing. He'll get this only up to about the 36. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And the Texans will take over. The Texans with the football here late in this first half. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. First down, Mills. He gets it to Humphreys. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing again on second down, Mills. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
From the shotgun, it's Mills. That's complete to Pierce. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Give him 5 yards there, and it's enough for the first. 3rd and 4, he did just enough. And I mean just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving. You don't need the big play there. Just get to that marker that you described, and he was able to do just that.
Mills to the air again. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Throwing, Mills. Gets the dump off to Pierce. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL. We begin out in Indy. Frank Reich taking on his former mates as Indianapolis welcomes Philadelphia to town. And that game is tied 10-all in the second quarter. From there, we head down south to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they've got the lead over the visiting Chicago Bears. The Falcons trying to gut this one out as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Lastly, let's get you to MetLife Stadium to see what's happening with the Giants at home in East Rutherford. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Lions. A touchdown there for Saquon Barkley. In our game, it's been Carson Wentz with a strong first half. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. This will be fielded inside the 5. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. For the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Pierce will try to pick it up. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third.
Running lanes run a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A first down throw for Mills. He'll find Williams on the slant. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now Mills. It's caught left side by Cooks. And some room to maneuver. Touchdown, Houston. Brandon Cooks, 48 yards. And the Texans have taken the lead here in this third quarter. And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly and oftentimes on the move. When they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and it's now 17-14. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. First chance for the Commanders offense now as they head out for their opening series in the second half. And Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
He gets it to Thomas. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Wentz. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Straight ahead, Gibson. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From midfield, here's Wentz. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Houston's offense taking over again. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
Every team has plays in their book to try and buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations. In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here. This is taken at the 18. A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
The last series form, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here.
He rifles one that's intercepted.
And the Texans are going to take possession of the football.
That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
So here are the Texans to take over. It's no secret they have been struggling big time. They've gone 2 months without a win, 8 straight losses. But right now they do have the lead.
Toss left side for Pierce.
Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage.
Benjamin St. Juste there on the stop.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
A third quarter now, a 1-point game as they line up 2nd and 10. Mills to throw it. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down.
That's Deron Payne with a sack that time.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
So now after the sack, Mills and the Texans needing to navigate a 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
They're going for Howard, but the pass intercepted. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
He completes this to Cole Turner. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
They fake the give. Now Wentz.
And this pass broken up. But the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. Sly able to put this one through.
And they have regained the lead.
So a response there to the touchdown of the opening drive of this third quarter as they're able to reclaim the lead.
And I think he'll take that because obviously you'd like to be able to match them touchdown for touchdown, but the first order of business was to get the lead back, and they've done that. Now you want to give a good pep talk to your defense to take it from there.
And the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes.
NFL Madden League Season 2-1-2022 Week 1-1. Games and highlights will be coming up next on GOAT's International Sports Showdown 2022.
Because in coverage, They may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Third quarter of a 2-point game. A good one so far. Here's 2nd and 10. Mills throw taken in there by Cooks. They get 7 out of that, so they're
NFL
left with
Madden
a
League
3rd and
Season
3.
212022 Week 1-1 matchup is now live streaming on GOAT's International Sports Showdown 2022.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. Here's Mills. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Week 1-1 Washington Commanders 3-7 Houston Texans 1-8.
The third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Pierce takes it straight ahead. And the stiff arm proved fruitful for a second, but the daylight quickly snuffed out. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. To throw, Mills. Got his man, it's Williams. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 40. Mills now. And Cooks has it over the middle. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Back to the ground with Pierce. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
A field goal from this spot would be 51 yards. They'll try to move it closer on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Mills. This is caught by Williams. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 24-yard line. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Pierce now up the middle. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. They run from the pistol here with Freeman. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. 2nd and 5 from the 8. On 2nd down, here's Pierce. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. This offense has converted 2 third downs on this drive already. This is 3rd and 4. Operating from the gun, Mills. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Deron Payne able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This for a fourth
Week
quarter
1-1
lead.
Detroit Lions 3-1 Chicago Bears 3-0 final.
Put this one through, and they have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. Camus Cruz-Hill getting in there and taking him down. Well, they sent him on the blitz from that linebacker spot, and boy, he got there quickly.
He certainly did, and obviously he could have used a block from his running back, but I think you nailed it right there. The defender got into the backfield so fast, it's hard for anyone to react.
Winston's throw complete there to Thomas.
And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. A gain of 8 there on the play, and now we've got a 3rd and 3.
So it's Commanders football as we get back to it.
They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going.
Gets this to Gibson.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. First down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw. Wentz. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Complete, it's Dodson.
Week 1-1 Tennessee Titans 2-7 Green Bay Packers 1-7 final.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
And here's a give to Gibson.
And he'll get this down to about the 31-yard line. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Wentz to throw.
Got an open man, finds Gibson.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. The Washington passing game dialed in now. It's a 1st down. That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Week 1-1 Atlanta Falcons 1-5 Carolina Panthers 2-5 final.
Handoff for Gibson.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Now Wentz. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. And they're into the end zone, but it's not verified yet. Hold on, there is a flag down. A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. To throw is Wentz.
That's out to the flat for Gibson.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. And the ball situated at the 9, 2nd and goal.
Now Gibson.
He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. Wow.
Well, that is the definition, Charles, of delivering under pressure. The game-winning potential. There's still a little time left on the clock, but the potential game-winning drive, and it was well executed.
I think we're going to remember this possession for a long time. We've called a bunch of games, but how about how they got it done down the stretch? Absolutely terrific. Barring some type of miraculous play in this last half minute, I think that touchdown just earned them the win. They really came up clutch when they needed it.
And he will get into the end zone for the 2 points, and that helps. That gives him a 7-point lead.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. From his end zone, here's Tremon Smith. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Texans back out there and ready to go.
And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas,
yeah,
right?
A little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Howard.
Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner. Although on that last play they were so backed up, it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it, because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded, because we've seen the improbable before. A couple of laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. They might have gone all the way to the end zone. In this case, though, it didn't happen. Perhaps next time.
So for the Commanders,
the win keeps them barely hanging on to their playoff hopes as they move to 4-7. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for Houston, add one more loss to the column. That drops them to a woeful 1-9 so far. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.